Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So the video that you're seeing right now is a video that went viral actually quite recently of Drake in the club with his arm around this child, this minor, who they are alleging is like 13 or 14 years old. And a lot of people are accusing him of grooming this child. Now, the first thing that I have to say is, for one, where are his parents? His mother and his father, because we're not going to point the finger at one or the other parent. We're going to point the finger at both of them. Where are his parents? They're raggedy for allowing him to be there to begin with. Once again, this is a child in an adult environment. There's all kind of stuff that happens at clubs, all kinds of explicit adult activities that take place. There's no telling what could happen to that child at the hands of a woman or a man for that matter. Now, some people were trying to claim that he was there to see Drake because, he looked up to him. He wanted to take a picture with him, take a video with him, whatever. I'm not buying that because immediately when Drake saw that child come up to him, he should have been like, first of all, where are your parents and why are you here? Because he should know that a child should not be, once again, in that kind of environment. All he did was catch himself on camera being complicit in a child being somewhere he should not have been. Now, another excuse that I saw people throwing out there to use to justify this craziness is them talking about, oh, this child is a young rapper. He's an upcoming young rapper, and he was there because he wanted to meet Drake, some kind of mentorship, if you will, etc. And I'm still not here for it because when did we start making children rappers? Like, I saw this the other day, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was either Sukiana, Sexy Red, or both of them had some child rapping, and it really just disgusts me, and it breaks my heart when they have these young children, that goes for both the young black girls and black boys, doing stuff like this, being a part of the industry. Like, y'all already know what goes on in the industry. There are grown adults, both men and women, who are breaking down, thinking of unaliving themselves, going through hell, sustaining all kinds of trauma in the industry. So imagine what the children are going through. And it's worse for them because of all of the adults, read between the lines, who like to mess with little children. So there is no child rapper, child singer, none of that kind of stuff. And also, how many times do we have to see, once again, these children going through stuff for people to understand that it's not a lifestyle for a child to be living? People can sit up and say, oh, they're talented, etc. I don't care who it is. Because we've seen a lot of celebrities' children coming to the forefront doing X, Y, Z. But once again, they are children. They need to be somewhere doing something that children do, being in a child's place. When I was coming up, you know what children did? They got their education. They did stuff that children did. And if they did have some kind of talent like singing, rapping, dancing, whatever it was, once again, they went to school and got their education, made sure they had some common sense and were book smart enough to have something to fall back on if everything else fell through. Then, once they were a little more mature, a little more wise, they can go out and try to do some stuff still appropriately. Don't be out here acting a fool and jumping off the deep end and getting so involved in the industry that you don't know what to do. But they weren't out here being put up to do this stuff like this child is in this video. And also for the people who keep saying, oh, well, he's making money and he's helping his family eat, etc., etc. Once again, when did we start putting up children to do that? Making money, bringing home the bread, if you will, helping their family eat, so to speak, the expression. That was never a child's place nor a child's job to do. That's his parents' job. It's giving this child has been negatively impacted and influenced by all of the most negative things of our culture that I've been speaking against on this platform for quite some time now, mixed with the fact that he has sorry parents who don't want to do their job and who might just want to use him as an easy ticket to get some fame and some money that they don't have to directly work for. That's what it's giving. And them trying to justify it and gaslight anybody who speaks out against it by saying, well, he's talented, he can do it, like he can rap, he's smart, he's helping his family eat. I'm not here for any of it. It's all raggedy. Now, there were some people who tried to sit up on this internet and act like this was not a blatant example of grooming. So clearly there are some people that are lacking in intelligence, or they are just too lazy to go to the internet, do some research, and actually look up the definition of grooming. But that's okay because I'm going to help somebody out today. I have the definition right here on the screen for everybody to read. Grooming is the practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity. It's also defined as the action of attempting to form a relationship with a child or a young person with the intention of sexually assaulting them or inducing them to commit an illegal act such as selling drugs or joining a terrorist organization. Now, the sad part is that we really have to sit down and break this down, like simple math for some individuals to understand how bad this really is. There were people calling him out on Twitter, so it's good to know that there are some people out there who understand exactly what's going on and that this is not something that's cute or acceptable. That child was around a bunch of grown individuals who are in the industry, involved with a major celebrity, putting money in his hands, showing him how to flex for the gram, if you will, how to act like them, how to carry himself like them. If that's not the practice of preparing somebody or training someone for a particular purpose or activity, I don't know what is. He's literally training this child, showing him the way that they're going in, the direction they're going in, how to be like a rapper, how to act like them, how to be shallow, how to be full of it, how to emulate and become some of the worst parts of our culture. And I say some of the worst parts, but to me personally, I feel like the entirety of our culture is for the trash. But that's my personal opinion. Now, y'all might say that that last definition is a bit extreme, but is it really? This is an adult, multiple adults, one of which is a famous celebrity, developing a relationship with a child, attempting to form a relationship with a child who he knows, we all know, does not understand the dangers and the repercussions that could come with being in that environment, being around them, having this kind of spotlight on him, being in that kind of industry, that kind of setting, who's just thinking of this encounter as a child would. Him being around a famous celebrity who he probably looks up to. Him having them all around him, patting him on the back, congratulating him for emulating this behavior. Him getting this attention, this affection, because that is what he's seeing it as. And him being involved in all of this, we've seen too many examples of this to be naive and act like we're ignorant or nothing's wrong with it. Him being involved in all of this, him being caught up in all this, could cause him to end up just like all the other child celebrities, the children who started off young in the industry, strung out on drugs, extreme trauma, being mishandled by somebody, or ending up how some of these rappers unfortunately end up, which is in gang-related activity, involved in gang-related activity, being shot or shooting somebody else. So now ask yourself if that second definition seems so crazy and extreme now. Once again, let me remind y'all, like one of these tweets said on Twitter, on X, there is nothing cute, there is nothing trendy, there's nothing funny, there's nothing cool or acceptable about a child being a rapper, saying lyrics, rapping about things that older people who had no business rapping about said things were rapping about. The disgusting things they say in those songs, how they dehumanize themselves and women, the things that they talk about, the heinous crimes that they talk about committing, talking about shooting the ops, this, that, and the other. A child has no business saying those things. And once again, that is going to negatively influence that child. And another reason why I keep telling y'all that these celebrities are full of it and they know exactly what they're doing when they put these people and these kids up to do stuff like this tweet said above that one, where is his son? These rappers, these singers, these artists, they want to promote all this kind of degeneracy to the youth, to even the adults, but wouldn't dare have their own children wrapped up in that tomfoolery, in that mess. He has this young black boy doing all this stuff, wrapped up in this, but he would never have his own son doing that foolishness, promoting that garbage. He would have his son at home doing stuff that children do, going to school, getting the best education, making sure he doesn't go the route of a gangster on his way either to the grave or prison for a very long time where certain people want him to be. And it's more of a slap in the face because it's a young black boy. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a slap in the face or wrong if it wasn't, but it's even more of a slap in the face if you get the double meaning behind that, which is why I keep telling y'all to stop supporting these celebrities because they're full of it. They're out here promoting stuff that they would never promote to their own children. Y'all are giving them y'all's money while they are destroying you in return and destroying your kids too and destroying their innocence. There's a certain innocence that children have that I am convinced some of these adults out here are making it their goal and mission to ruin. And this is one good way to do it. And like I said before, it breaks my heart because that is not the kind of lifestyle a child should live. If he wanted to help that child, he should have took him out of that club and told him to stay in school, to get a relationship with God, to make sure he gets an education, to do the right thing, to stay off the streets and not promote garbage and a lack of morals and degeneracy and destruction to him. I done told y'all before, when it comes to these kids, all bets are off the table. Like, I don't play when it comes to these children. If somebody's mishandling children in the community, I'm gonna say something. And speaking of mishandling children, I can't say that I'm really surprised by this headline, because wasn't it just a few years ago where people were allegedly calling him out and accusing him of low-key doing the same thing or being somewhat inappropriate with Millie Bobby Brown? And if you don't know who that is, that's the young girl that's the main character from the series Stranger Things. She had met up with him because, once again, she was a young person who thought a lot of him because, he's Drake. They all look up to him because, for whatever reason. And she went to meet him. I guess they did like a meet and greet or whatever, a meet up, if you will. And they were saying, why is this grown behind man hanging out with this child? I get it. Okay, she was real famous at the time. She was an up and coming star, so to speak, because she was very famous due to that show. But there's still a right and a wrong way to conduct yourself as an adult when it comes to a child. Now, like I said, it was alleged. There were accusations. But it just made me scratch my head. It didn't sit right with me. The entire situation just rubbed me the wrong way. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, safe, and beautiful day.